Hello, and we are continuing with slide 16 of our chapter 4 exam review. This is another example that we're going to use our Excel templates that we did in class to help us solve these exam problems. So this problem tells us that the beginning cash balance is $3,000. Our estimated cash receipts are $105, and our estimated cash disbursements are $111,000. So how much cash must be borrowed to have a desired ending balance of $5,000? So in class, we went over our bank reconciliation and we went over two exercises, this bank rec one and now this cash budget one. So that's the one that I just right clicked on here and said move or copy. And then I created a copy, and that copy I called it cash budgets right here. So that gave me this item here. And then all I did was add the word company here and then the date so I know that we have to do it. And actually, I am going to actually take that and make this blue to let me know that, hey, I'm going to have to change this eventually. So now let's take the information on here and put it into our Excel so that way we can go ahead and make sure that we're getting the correct answer. So it says the beginning balance of cash is $3,000. So let's enter that amount right here. Then it tells us that our estimated cash receipts are $105. So we know we need to enter that right here. Then it tells us our estimated cash disbursements are $111. So let's enter our $111 right here. And then the last bit of information is that if we want a desired ending balance of $5,000, how much would we have to borrow? So if we enter this amount right here, we get $5,000, and that gives us $8,000, which is our answer to the question. So look how simple that was to do this example with just your Excel template. But once you get the information, you enter it right into your template and you get the correct answer. So now that we're doing this, let's go on to the next one and see if that also gives us what we need. So we can, just delete this same thing, or you can copy and paste it. And so let's just delete the amounts we have so far, so that way we start fresh. And that I would highly recommend, so that way you don't get any of the numbers confused. So when we're doing that, let's start here and see what we have. So now we use a cash budget as well. And the budget, so here we're looking for what amount of additional financing is required. So in this case, when we come here, cash available or additional financing. So this is going to be the number that we're looking for. So here we have the budgeted cash balance is $6 million. So right here when we come, it says budgeted cash balance. So we're going to enter that as $6 million. Perfect. Then we have the company has budgeted cash disbursements of $5.2 million. So let's enter our cash disbursements here. And then it tells us, and we have budgeted cash receipts of $10 million. So we know our cash receipts goes here. There we go. And then the last bit of information is that we know the beginning balance of cash is $0. So let's enter that amount right here. So in that case, we get, oops, I entered this as a minus twice. Let's not do that. I should be a minus once. So here we see that we need $1.2 million. And you see how when I entered that twice, that happened. So you want to make sure that what you have is a minus number, and then you have the 1.2. So your answer right here is $1.2 million. So that is perfect. So let's move on to our other example. So in this case here, we have another example here. So let's go back in. So now we're reading what amount of cash is available for investing. So here, cash available for additional investments, we're going to look at this number. So let's go ahead and delete all what we entered. And then let's go back and figure out what we have. So now it's telling us that we have a beginning balance of $1 million. So let's enter that here. And then it tells us that our budgeted cash balance is also $1 million. So great, let's enter that right here where it says budgeted cash balance. So we're going to enter that as a minus because that's what we need. So there's our $1 million. Now it says the company has budgeted cash disbursements of $500,000. So we know that these are budgeted cash payments, or disbursements. So we're going to enter that here. And then the budgeted cash receipts is 1.6 million. So we know that our cash receipts are here. So let's enter that amount. And then we realize that we have 1.1 million of cash available for investing. So our answer is the 1.1 million. So as you can see, I have all of so I basically used our template here for our cash budget for these, and then we worked out each example. So here, if we go to example 16, we see that we ended up with the 8,000 right here. That shows us, let's just change the color here so you could see that's our 8,000 for this particular answer. And then when we go to our next example where we were looking for additional financing required, we come here and we see that we need the 1.2 million as our additional financing required. And then the last example that we worked out here is how much is the amount available for investing, and we know that that is this amount here. So hopefully this helps you use your Excel and pretty much how to use your cash budget for your exam. Hope it was helpful.